right, people. The UK is on the brink of collapse, and it's not because of the native British people. It's because of, let's just say, non-native Brits. The situation is so bad that even the BBC is reporting on it, so much so that the BBC is now being accused of racism. Check out this fresh piece by the BBC.
A machete on display in broad daylight.
I just gone and shot with samurai swords in that.
Oh.
You're watching extreme violence on our high streets.
Posted on the 30th of April, guys. Oh. What did it say? You are witnessing.
You're watching
watching.
extreme violence on our high streets.
Really? When everyone else said that, the BBC accused them of racism and towed the government's line that everyone is a far-right bigot. What happened, BBC?
This was a daytime brawl. Barbers fighting over territory.
Get it, man, get it!
To on-street beatings.
This is nothing new, guys. I've been playing these videos for 2 years.
This is kebab shop turf wars. For the first time, we've heard the stories of dozens of trading standards officers facing death threats and abuse.
And he said, we're going to kill you and we will burn down your house.
This is Mandy's story. She was investigating a UK-wide Kurdish crime gang selling illegal cigarettes through mini-marts.
A male.
And it's not just illegal cigarettes that they sell. These so-called barber or kebab shop turf wars, they're over money laundering. Everyone knows this. Have you noticed why there's so many barber shops in London? I think everywhere I went, every high street had like 10, 15 barber shops. And as it turns out, all of these barber shops are front to a money laundering business.
Voice shouting, swearing on the phone. Do you know you deal with? You need to stop. If you don't, we're going to kill your husband, we're going to kill you, and we will burn down your house.
She was also followed home and confronted.
He then started to make threats that he knows where I live, and if I don't give the cash that I seize from him, he's going to make my address and personal telephone number known to everybody. Bear in mind, he was a failed asylum seeker, not permitted to work.
She says the intimidation escalated. Her car was rammed. This was the CCTV. The damage cost thousands.
Isn't it ironic that first they let these people from backward, failed societies come into the UK, then they don't legalize their status, as they shouldn't, because bad behavior should never be rewarded, but then they don't do anything about it. They just let them go. You have literally made a dangerous person more dangerous by making him a desperate person, because he's got no legal way of making a living. So what is he going to do? He's going to turn to crime. And that's what happens. So once you have said that we're not going to approve your asylum status, you're not allowed to work, then the next step has to be immediate deportation. How hard could it be?
Thousands.
So we've decided to sell our house, and this was supposed to be my forever home, because I immigrated from South Africa to get away from that fear in your own home, and now I'm back at that in this country, and I didn't expect that.
The UK isn't far off from where South Africa is today. South Africa has become a third world country, and I'm sorry to say, I'm going to show you some more videos. The UK is borderline third world.
We've been told about repeated death threats, with one mini-mart worker shouting, "I will kill you," to trading standards. Also, a female officer was threatened with rape on the high street. Another was forced to watch pornography, while one was poked in the breast. And weapons have been found in shops. Axes, bats and blades.
Not just the shops, guys. Remember the mosque video? I have to play that. That was such a loose full toss. I had to smash it. Listen to this.
If there's any weapons or anything like that, what I would do is discard them in the mosque.
If there are any weapons or anything like that, what I would do is discard them in the mosque.
Yeah, and you don't give anybody any reason or have any interaction with the police, negative interaction. That's my belief. If there's any weapons, get rid of them. You're not going to arrest anybody. I've been told that.
We're not going to arrest you. See? So it's not just the kebab shops or barber shops. It's everywhere. It's even the mosques. It's everywhere.
There was even a pornography, while one poked in the breast. And weapons have been found in shops. axes, bats, and blades. There was even a report of a gun being discovered. In response, the government says violence and abuse against public officials will not be tolerated, and it will act against criminal businesses.
Will not be tolerated. Have we not heard that before? Absolutely shameless behavior from the government. I seriously don't understand for the life of me how hard could it be to grab these people, seriously round them up, send in 100 special forces officers, 100, that's it, grab them by the neck right here, throw them in the back of a van, put them in a ship, take them out. Like, it can be done. All you need is a political will. That's all you need. It's not that difficult. It really isn't. So that's what's happening on our streets. And I've made many videos where I've shown you how men from other cultures in Britain, in other parts of Europe too, are harassing women, native women, and nothing can be done. But I've also been saying that people will start taking matters into their own hands and the government will do something. I just made a video yesterday. Go check it out, where the police is actually now arresting those good Samaritans who are going out there, risking their lives just to protect women who should be protected by the government, by the police. So have a look at this. Another video just come out where some British men approach some Indians who are in a club and ogling at these women.
Can I ask you, how does it feel to stare at a bunch of young white girls? I'm looking on there. You weren't. You were staring at a bunch of young white girls. I'm not looking at no, you were. No, how does it feel to look at that? Not at all. Don't you dare in my country. You stare at those young white girls again, you're going to have a serious problem. No, don't talk to me like shit. No. Stare at those young white girls again, you're going to have a problem. You know what I mean? Don't you dare in my country. Don't you dare. Do I make myself clear? Good. Don't do that again. You need that. All of you, do that again, you'll have a problem. All right? All right? Keep to yourself. Keep to yourself. No, all of you. Do that again, we're going to have a problem. Do I make myself clear?
Looks like they are at a club, so these women are not underage. But again, they need some training that when you go out, staring is not acceptable. Guys, it's not freaking acceptable. I've said it before so many times. If you go to Egypt, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, I'm sure you've seen those videos.
I might have you. I want to show you guys a beautiful view. Goddamn. I can't even see the water.
They have no training. They just stare at women. I call that eye raping. Literally, they're undressing you with their eyes. They've got laser eyes or something. It's the first thing you notice when you go to Pakistan from a Western country. The first thing you notice is that every man stares at a woman. Even if it's a local woman, even if it's a Pakistani woman, if it's a white woman with blonde hair or something, oh, forget it. You're gone. They've undressed you in their minds. That's the problem. That's why people are getting so fed up and angry with their governments. They're actually importing the worst of the worst. These are not the elite of India either. This is not Bollywood. Have a look at this tweet that just went viral. This one in Australia. Look at this. Just got in tonight from a late night Coles shop. Honestly, why on earth do Indians bring their entire extended family to do grocery shopping? 100%. I've seen it so many times. Like, you've got 2 or 3 Indian men. You've got 2 or 3 Indian women with them, from grandmother to grandchild and everyone in between. And they're speaking loudly. They're walking between the aisles so slowly. We have a word for them. We call them pindus. It's not a, I'm not making a classist state. Actually, maybe it is a classist state, but I don't give a fuck anymore. Because people need to have some sort of common sense. You need to know where you live. You need to understand the local customs, traditions, values, how to behave. Like, as I said, in Australia, when I first came to Australia in 2003, trains used to be packed, but nobody would make a physical contact with anyone. But if somebody does accidentally bump into someone, then you'd immediately acknowledge it and you say, oh, sorry. And then, oh, that's okay. But I've seen these people, like I've seen London Underground is terrible. People just bump into you, they step on your toes, usually non-white, always non-white people. No care in the world. That's why I became a culturalist. Cultures matter. Upbringing matters. I'm not saying which culture is better, which culture is bad. I'll leave that to you, okay? You decide. But you cannot complain that people in Britain or people of Australia are not allowed to be angry when they see these people from foreign cultures dominating their native way of life with their way of life, which I'm sorry to say they find repulsive.
No, we don't put soap in the river. There's salmon. There's salmon and all sorts of fish. This is a good, this is, yeah, no, this is a protected area. Please, no soap or detergent in the river.
Hey, that soap is poisoning the fish.
No, we should talk to him, otherwise I'm gonna follow the bylaw right now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we don't do that here. We don't do that here.
Why? You're poisoning the fish. We're calling bylaw right now. We're calling the police. You have to stop that. We're killing the fish. Call the bylaw. You're the
Have a look at this. Grandparents, parents, kids, uncles, the lot, all jabbering away in incomprehensible Hindi on full volume. Two of the males on loud phone calls at the same time. Kids running amok and blocking aisles with their revolting selection in the shopping trolleys. I caught eyes with a fellow Anglo who was shaking his head in disbelief. I can imagine how that went. It's like, oh my God, what do we do? And white people are so polite. They actually don't say anything. They don't. These high trust societies are literally disintegrating right before our eyes. Indians genuinely are affecting our quality of life every single day, and not just with material big things like housing, schools, services, etc., but the qualitative little things in everyday life. They literally ruin every public space they enter and every experience we have to share with them. I am so fatigued, it is beyond belief. I made a video about 2 years ago on my Urdu channel, which is very popular amongst Indians, and I told them that watch this. There's going to be a sudden increase in hatred towards Indian people in Australia. In Australia, it's not going to be the Muslims because we're not importing tons of Muslims, although we still have too many Muslims for my liking in Australia. There's a census coming up later this month. The Muslim population of Australia is expected to be over 1.1, 1.2 million, which means that they have been doubling every decade, exactly like the UK. So that would make up about 3% of the Australian population. So that's too much for my liking. Indians are not a terror threat, okay? Indians, second and third generations, tend to integrate much better than Muslims, okay? That's a fact. But what do we do about the first generation? What do we do about people who are coming from the villages? Whenever you bring in so many people in such a short period of time, you're going to have a reaction from the locals. And I've seen a lot of Indians are getting embarrassed. They're saying, oh my goodness, please stop importing these people. These people haven't even experienced a city life in India, let alone in a first world country like Australia. And our Home Affairs Minister, Tony Burke, he's saying, oh, I want to make all of them Australian citizens. Anyway, it's falling apart, guys.